Welcome to CAD. In the last class, we learned how to make the required parameter files GPF and DPF, that is grid parameter files and docking parameter files for docking using Autodock. Today we will learn the commands to run Autodock. For that we need to install Cygwin, which is a runtime environment for running the commands for Autodock. So for installing Cygwin, you just uh, download the setup from internet from Google, or you have got it by now. So just you have to download, you have to search the Google and for Cygwin, and in the Cygwin website you can download 64-bit or 32-bit according to a system configuration, or else the teacher would have sent you the setup files. So just double click on it and then yes, then next. Then there is an option install from internet. This is why you need to have an active internet connection while doing the Cygwin installation. Okay, next. And then you don't have to change the directory, it should go to the C itself. So next, next, and next. Now a list will appear, like there will be some websites from which you can download the Cygwin setup. So you can select anything from this and then click on next. I'm not showing that because I have already installed the Cygwin. So you just follow the procedures as we have done earlier. Okay, click on next and just get installed. Okay, so now uh, this is the Cygwin icon, this Cygwin terminal icon. Okay, now before proceeding to Cygwin, you need to copy the AutoGrid and Autodock application files to your working folder. For that, you go to the drive where you have installed Autodock. So I have installed it in E. Inside the installed folder, I created a folder and then installed Autodock inside this. So I'm going to this folder Autodock, and then there will be two applications, Autodock Grid 4 and Autodock 4. So you have to copy it and paste it in your working folder where you have saved the parameter files for docking using Autodock. Okay, these two applications are required to run the commands for Autodock. So whenever you do docking, you just ensure that these two should be copied to that working folder. Okay, so make sure that your folder contains the required files, that is two PDBQT files, one for ligand and one for protein, and GPF file, DPF file, and these two applications. Okay, if everything is perfect, you can go to Cygwin. This is a Cygwin terminal, and then a green color text will appear showing your laptop parameters. So this means that, and there will be a dollar sign. This means that the Cygwin is ready to accept your commands. So okay, the first thing you have to do is you have to direct this environment to your working folder. Okay, tell the address of your folder where you are going to work. So that command is, the command for that is uh, change directory or cd. Okay, this is a command. So you have to type cd and give a space. In this Cygwin, everything counts. Every full stop, comma, space, or any spellings, it will count. Okay, any errors in that will make errors in your calculations, or the setup won't run. Okay, so be careful while doing this Cygwin. Okay, then first you have to type cd and give a space, and then you have to copy your address, folder address. How can you copy your folder address? You go to your folder, and then here it will be your name of the folder, like the path will be shown, and in the name of the folder you just right click and then click on copy address. Okay, your address will be copied, and then click here and paste. Okay, so the command is cd space and the address of your folder. So any command on Cygwin to work, you have to press enter. So after you have finished the command, just press enter. Okay, then there will be showing in yellow color your address, your folder address will be showing. So make sure it is the folder you are working on. Okay, if it is your folder, then you have to know which are the files present in the folder. Okay, just for showing it, you have to give the command list, or ls is the command for list. Yes, give a space and click on enter. Okay, here it will show the files which are present in your folder. This is done to help you, like the next step you can give, you have to give the name of the gpf file and dpf file, so you can just look at here the spelling. Okay, so you have to use the ls command to list the components present in your folder. Now you have to run the gpf or grid parameter file, or the grid calculation you have to run. So the command is dot slash, you have to type this name, autogrid4.exe, or the application name. Okay, autogrid4.exe. Be careful while typing the spellings. Okay, give a space, dot slash autogrid4.exe space, give a hyphen or minus, and then small letter p. Okay, give a space, and then you have to type your name of your gpf file. Okay, here my name is prod.gpf, so I have to give the name here. If there is some other name, you have to type that. Okay, prot, spelling should not uh, change while typing. Okay, give the same spelling, prod.gpf space minus or hyphen l space. You have to convert this prod.gpf into a glg file. Okay, so type prod, the same uh, name you can give, or you can give any other name also. uh, it would be better to give the same name to identify. prot.glg and give and. Okay, the command is dot slash autogrid4.exe space, there should be a space, and then hyphen p, then there should be space, prod.gpf or your name of your gpf file, space minus l space prod.glg and then click enter. Okay, now you can wait for this showing successful completion, or if you want to see what is going on, there is a command tail. Tail means, tail command shows what is going on at that moment. Okay, you type tail space minus f space and give the name what you have given here for the glg file. Okay, I have given prot, so prot.glg and. It's not compulsory to give the tail command, you can wait also. If you didn't give the tail command and just wait, only this much will be shown, successful completion. Okay, if you want to know what is going on, you can type the tail command. So I prefer to type the tail command because if it is working or not, I can understand. Okay, so just type the tail command, tail space minus f space prod.glg, and these were the things that were going on during the auto grid generations. And it shows, after it shows successful completion, just press enter. Okay, so the grid file has been analyzed by the system. Now you have to give the docking files, or the docking parameter files has to be calculated. So for that, the same thing you have to give the same command as we have given here, the autogrid command you have to give. The only difference is that you have to give here the autodoc4.exe, this docking application, and the dpf and gpf and glg should be replaced by dpf and dlg. Okay, these commands are same, so you can type here dot slash autodoc 4.exe, that's the command name. Okay, that's the application name. Okay, and then minus p space prod dot dpf or your dpf file name. Okay, space minus l space prot dot dlg. dpf is converted to dlg for analysis. Okay, then and press enter, and the tail command will show what is going on. Tail space minus f space prot dot dlg. What is the final format? You have to give that extension. Okay, dlg is the final thing, so here type dlg. When you are giving grid parameter files, the tail will be accompanied by the glg command. Okay, then press enter. Tail space minus f space prot dot dlg, and then click enter. Okay, now for this trial I have given only 10 genetic algorithms. For project or for some academic purposes you should give a minimum of 50. So as the number of genetic algorithms increases, the time will also increases, time required will also increases depending upon your system configuration. It will take some 30 minutes or some 1 hour. 50 to 100 genetic algorithms you can run. Okay, so it will take some time. 1 of 2, 1 of 10, 2 of 10, likewise 10 of 10 has to be analyzed, and after 10 of 10, okay, it will show successful completion. Okay, when when it shows successful completion, just press enter. Only after successful completion you have to press enter. Okay, press enter, and then you can close. Then something will be shown, you can click ok. Okay, so this was already generated by me, like it will take some time, so it's running. So I already prepared the outputs. So many files will be created in your folder like map file, dlg file, glg file, fld file. Okay, we just required only the dlg file. Dlg file was our final output. Okay, just open it in notepad or wordpad, and then you can go through all of these. Every run, our input parameters, everything will be shown here. So scrolling down, if for each and every run from 1 to 50, if when you give 50 runs for each run, the binding energy, the atomic coordinates during that post will be there. So you can go through all of these. So when you scroll down to the bottom, you can see a table like clustering histogram. Okay, below that there will be the run, binding energy, cluster RMST, and reference RMST. A table, RMST table will be there, which shows the binding energies of the top 10 poses. Like we have said, the higher the negative binding energy, the best pose it is, or the best docked conformation it is. So the run 9 got the least binding energy or the highest negative binding energy. So we require only this pose. Okay, so run 9 has the binding energy of this much, minus 9 minus 6.90, or binding energy of about 6 7 means minus 6 minus 7 minus 8, or numerical value greater than 6 is considered to be fine. Okay, that means the negative value should be low, means high. The value should be least, or the high negative the value, it will be small stable. Okay, minus 6 minus 7 minus 9 minus 10 means minus 10 is the most stable structure. So this is the most stable docked conformation. Now what we have to do is that we have to see the ligand interactions. We got the binding energy. In the next step is we have to see the ligand binding interactions with the active site. So for that, just scroll down. For all these top 10 configurations, the coordinates will be given below. Okay, so for the first one, run 9 was the least binding energy or the highest binding energy. Cluster rank, it was 1, so it is the binding energy. How it is calculated, the equation is given here: 1 plus 2 plus 3 minus 4. These are the 1 2 3 4 values. You can have a look at it. We require only the coordinates of the ligand. Okay, so here it will be atom 1, which means that it is a ligand atom number 1. Okay, now scrolling down, there will be a ter option. Above that there will be a 25, means there were 25 atoms in the ligand, and this is the coordinates of the last atom. So you have to copy the coordinates, okay, from atom 1 to the last atom, 25th atom. Okay, below, sorry, above ter, okay, this much you have to copy the coordinates of the ligand having the best pose. Okay, the run, the best pose, the run which corresponds to the best pose you have to analyze, and the coordinates you have to copy. Now you can close this. You open the DLG file and copied this, and now you have to open your protein. Protein means protein which we have separated the chain using Mastro, and then deleted the heteroatom using Discovery Studio, and which was used for Autodoc preparation. Okay, this was our final protein structure. So you have to open this, not double click it. You just right click it and then open with WordPad or Notepad, you can also use. Okay. If you double click it, it will open in some visualization softwares, as you have already installed Mastro and Discovery Studio. It will be opening in either of them. So just right click and open with WordPad. So the coordinates of the atoms of the protein or the amino acids will be shown here. So this is atom number 1, and this is of a serine residue. Likewise, you can see as many atoms. There were 2379 atoms. So what you have to do is that it consists only of the protein coordinates. Okay, you just paste your ligand coordinates just above the end. Okay, sometimes there will be some end MTL also, so just below it. Just remember that you have to copy the ligand coordinates just above the end. You just refer to the end only. Okay, so here I have to paste the ligand coordinates. So paste. Okay, just verify, like there were atoms 2379 was till uh, was for the till 2379 was for the protein. Now the atom 123 corresponds to ligand. Okay, here there is a space. There should not be any space. It should be continuous. Okay, it should be aligned. And also just don't paste it from here. It should be in the next line. There should not be any gap or line difference here also. Here also, if there is a gap, you have to backspace it and make it aligned. Okay, there should not be any gap. Okay, uh, ensure that there is no gap, and also it is not pasted from here. It should be in the next line. Okay, anything from deviating from this thing will be causing errors. Okay, now you have to save, file save, or here it is a save option. Something will be shown, but it is asking whether you have to change it to text only format. No, we don't want to click change the format. So if you want to save the format, you have to click no. So since we need only in the PDB format, you have to click yes only. Okay, click yes and then close it, and then you have to visualize it using BioVia Discovery Studio. Okay, here this blue color is the icon for BioVia Discovery Studio. This means that this is by default, it will be opening in BioVia Discovery Studio. If it is in some other softwares, you just type here Discovery Studio and then file open. Okay, in the Discovery Studio client. So here I'm double clicking it, and it will be shown. Okay, this is your ligand in the active site of the protein. So now you have to show, or you have to view the 2D interaction diagrams, like what are the amino acid interacting with these ligands. So here you have to select the receptor ligand interactions. In my system it is already selected. If there is nothing here, you have to select the receptor ligand interactions, and now here it will be show 2D diagram. Just click on it, and you will see the interactions between uh, the ligand and the corresponding amino acid, and check whether it is in the active site. Here it is cysteine 145, so it's okay. Mm, Now these are the interactions, type of interactions, and the color corresponding to the interactions are given here, so you can use it in your papers. Here there is some unfavorable acceptor interaction. This means that this ligand is not uh, stable inside this pocket, so you can modify it, or you can avoid taking this ligand. Okay, so you have to do as many as docking with many ligands by substitutions or varying scaffolds, and then you have to again repeat this step with your crystal ligand also, and then compare the values, like which one has got the least binding energy or the highest negative binding energy, and how it got the highest binding energy, like the structure, how the structure variations depends upon the binding energy. Okay, everything you have to analyze. The success of your work or acceptance of your paper depends upon your explanation. How we explain the variation in binding energies, when the structure changes or the functional group changes. Okay, so when you do another docking, you just copy the protein and the autograde 4 and autodoc 4 to the different folder, and just do the docking with the new ligand. And if you have already pasted the ligand, this ligand coordinates in your protein, so before copying it to the next folder for the next docking, you just delete the ligand coordinates, like you don't want to have this ligand for the second docking, so you just delete and then copy. Okay, you need to retrieve the ligand interaction diagrams for your paper. Okay, hope you got an idea about the docking with Autodoc. So just keep practicing and publish good quality works. Autodoc is used for many research, used in many research papers, and many works regarding this computational aided drug design. If you don't have access to some paid softwares, so it is a good software to use. Okay, thank you.